totally 70s too.
I like it. That's like what half our music is. Or it sounds like it, at least.
I went down to the Mary Carter paint store. I said, give me one of them Smith & Wesson Magnum 44s.
From a paint store.
Cause there's a man that the law let loose and justice was not done. This man killed my wife and my only little son. I'll never forget the way he looked all through the trial. He had his big name lawyer and he had that smirky smile. Oh yeah, he got you off on a technicality, but you have to grow wings and fly to ever get away from me. 'Cause I got rights too, and this time there won't be no damn lawyers and systems to protect you. But I'm gonna read you your rights. You got a right to know that you're gonna go to hell one of these black nights.
And there you have it. That's what Brandon wanted played today.
What is that?
Oh, that's mine.
We're right in the middle of a show.
We're right in the middle of a show,
I had to
Jim.
put it on ringer, Jim.
From Intercessors for America, live prayer for Israel. So at noon today, I guess they're going to be praying for Israel.
Intercessors of America. Who's that?
They'll turn that off.
I think they take food to Walmart in trucks.
That was the Red Cross. No, that's Goodwill.
Goodwill. So I've got rights. We go a lot of places with that.
We can.
Yeah,
I like that.
It sums up America's entitlement.
And who is that by?
That song?
Yeah.
That was the Hank Jr.
Hank Jr.
Yeah, that was Bo Cephas himself. That's what they called him.
I like it.
So we got a lot of things that we said we could talk about today.
Yeah. Where do you want to start?
Well, I feel like Jim has the news with the Israel-Palestine conflict on your heart. You kind of wanted to speak to that. Sum that up, we've got there was an attack in Israel, and they're saying what now, 3,000 injured and
400 dead.
400 dead,
Yeah,
and
400.
Pretty close.
and like 3,000 injured.
We're estimating. here.
We're just listening.
We're
to the news.
guesstimating.
We're listening to the news.
Well, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So then, one of the things that I find amusing is Israel has now launched a counteroffensive,
Man, Gaza looks terrible.
and everybody wants a ceasefire. Ceasefire. Everybody stop. Ceasefire.
I don't know if anybody's seen the pictures of Gaza.
Oh,
It is totally destroyed.
they're flattening
It's
it.
all... And what we were talking about last night, me and my dad, like, all like the terrorists and stuff, they're like underground. They're not even getting hit by these
They're
things.
not getting hit by none of
It's
this
all
stuff.
innocent people who are getting... I mean, maybe not innocent, but like
Well, listen.
civilians.
We're talking about things that we don't know.
Well, yeah.
We're not over there. But if I had to guess,
If I had to guess.
from what I know about what I hear, those people also want the Israelis dead. Like that is their that's what drives their people. That they're
Those dirty Israelis.
yeah.
Israelites.
Yes.
Israelites.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
right. Am I wrong, Jim?
Yeah, didn't they vote some years ago to have Hamas, kind of running
The country.
the government?
Yeah, the government, yes.
Right.
So everybody pitched in behind the people that
Behind the
want
scenes.
Israel dead,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
it
that's
is.
so yes, it's probably women, children, families that aren't actively in
war, but they still support.
But they still support that movement. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can.
Well, we don't know where they're at now. From over the years.
Yeah.
And look at how good they've had it for the last 15 years or so.
Yeah.
While they've been digging underground and making all these tunnels and planning for this, this day, really.
Yeah. So I guess where I'm going to fall on it is, or where I'm trying to fall on it is like, I really don't know anymore.
I mean, you really can never know.
You know what's, okay, so here's what's funny. Who was I watching last night? And they played a clip of Jon Stewart. And I should try and find this because it's really funny and it would make good play.
Uh-huh.
But it literally 10 years ago, the same thing was going on. Exactly the same. So Jon Stewart was like, he said Israel, and all these people came up shouting in his ear, like, would you hate her? And then they disappeared. And he's like, that was weird. So, and he goes, he says something about the Palestinians, and then all these people like come up in his ear about him being against Palestine. And then he's like, what should I talk about then? Ukraine? Would that be okay? Like, it's literally the same garbage to the last detail. 10 years ago we're doing it again now. 10 years ago, who was in office? Obama.
That's right.
10 years later, we got Obama, the old guy, Biden.
Yeah. He's
only in the middle where we had the orange-haired savior was we didn't talk about this. In fact, he was arranging peace accords in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, didn't Obama say that now I can complete my next term?
Yeah, about Biden?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
and who knows? I don't think Biden is pulling the strings.
I don't either.
It's more. I can imagine more. That it's
other people around him.
Yeah.
Well, and it's
more powerful people.
It's a lot of. I think there's a lot with the CIA, the FBI. They're now. This becomes the what do they call it? The behind the scenes people, the hidden government, the shadow government.
Yeah, I was going to say the shadow government.
They've acknowledged that it exists.
Yeah, they've been there, but now
they're the ones in charge.
Central,
right?
Yeah.
Now they're the ones in charge. So
that's right.
NSA, CIA, FBI, all of those people are the ones actually running Washington. And the military.
Yeah.
So that's where we see a lot of these people that are coming forth and exposing it. Yeah.
So how does the Israel war going on right now, how does that relate to the song? Because I know you were going to wrap that around.
Well, I was going to springboard off this thing of I've got rights. I mean, do we not hear that out of everybody today?
Yeah.
Like everybody standing in the street is talking about their rights.
But then they don't want to acknowledge someone else's rights.
They don't want to acknowledge
someone else. That's like the dumbest thing about it.
Right. So it really leads to self-entitlement.
Yeah.
But really it's an age-old problem because it's the same thing with Israel and the Palestinians. They're fighting over the piece of land over there, and they're shouting about their rights.
God thinks they have the rights there.
Yeah, this is our land, and the Israelites say this is our land, and and so this has been going on forever. Yeah. Like this is the fight is I am entitled. It's me, and that is the original sin.
Yeah.
The original sin is surely he does not want you to be like God. Have the fruit, and you will know.
It's all about you becoming God.
That's right.
It's all about you becoming your own God.
Right, and so we were a country based on rights, given by God, right? The first original 10 amendments, right? The Bill of Rights. And we organized around that, understanding that all men were created equal and all men had those rights. And what we've done is we've perverted it and said my rights are more importanter than your rights.
Important.
Yeah.
I like that one.
My rights are gooder than your rights.
Let's see, that's where the foundation of our country comes from, what you're just saying.
Right.
See?
That's well, I guess we're going from a place where it was understood that everyone had those rights.
Right.
And so I respected your rights and I respected your rights.
Exactly.
And you respected my rights. We were being good neighbors as Christ taught.
You ask for a cup of sugar, he'd give it to you.
Right. You love your neighbor as yourself.
Yeah.
Right? So what have we done today? We have taken and made my rights more importanter than yours. My rights are better than yours. You fight with me because you say, no, my rights are better than yours. We've perverted, we've taken a good thing and we spun it upside down.
Yeah.
When it should work as a I mean, it happens to every country, any civilization that's ever happened.
Yeah, we get spoiled. We get spoiled.
You always want, like, what? How did that happen with David? He wanted someone else's wife. Like, it became him, all about him in that moment. He sent the guy out to war. He got killed, put him right out in front lines so he could take his wife. I mean, it's happened all throughout history. It's everyone wanting to make themselves.
They want more.
They want more. They want to luxurize their life. They want to be better than everyone else. They want everything they want. They want to be their own God. They want to be the center of everybody's attention. And when that doesn't happen and when that doesn't line up with someone else's beliefs, it's all about, like, objective truth. Okay?
Yeah.
It's
like you started with Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
See, it wasn't good enough.
Wasn't good enough.
You know, she just, thought,
Yeah.
you know.
It's crazy. So they what was I going to say there?
I don't know. You ran out of gas.
I ran out of gas there.
Sputter. Pour it in the carburetor.
I know, but everybody's always wanting to be their own God. It's all about
yes, and that goes. That's a multinational problem, and that comes down to personal people problems.
Yeah,
that is the plight of the world.
Oh, yeah. So what was it? It was probably about last year around this time. We did the thing out in Burton. You remember that?
Around the circle.
Around the circle. Yeah. It was the objective truth and the subjective truth matter, and that's how, like, we gave evidence for God's existence. It wasn't proving God. Technically, you probably could, but you can't really prove the existence of God. You can give very, very good evidence for the existence of God. But objective truth is one of the best evidences for God. Because if there is an objective truth, so there has to be some type of objective truth. So that means there had to have been some creator of that objective truth, right? So, like morality. Okay? Your moral compass, I guess, is what you were built with, or you were created to be. But if you didn't have that God, there would be no point for a moral compass. It wouldn't matter. So we got into we did all that, but we got into the point of people thinking they have the right, or they have their own rights, and theirs are more important. It came down to subjective truth. So it was no longer the objective morality truth of what God put in place. It was a subjective truth of what they thought was right. So people put in their own truth or their own subjective truth, and they thought that's how they live their life. But it never works, because if you have somebody with this